Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day today. And I wanted to spend our time together talking about my mantra for the week. And maybe it'll be my mantra for the entire fall. I'm not sure. That remains to be seen. But I may need to use it longer than a week. But I was talking with a very dear friend this weekend, and I mentioned this to her as was going to be my mantra for the week to keep me on task and getting things done. And she said, that should be your tea with tea this week. And I was like, it should actually, because I assume that she and I are not the only ones feeling the way we're going to talk about. So I hope that this is useful and helpful for you, and that um, maybe it helps you feel a little bit more in control as we always enter this kind of phase of the unknown. In the fall, I feel like every kind of new school year that rolls around, there's some nuances and some unsettling because we're not sure about what our schedule will look like, and we're not sure how things are going to be, and we're not used to it yet. And so it can feel a little stressful, a little overwhelming. And of course, this fall of 2020, is even more so chaotic and so many more questions and things that are unknown. And so here we go. As we prep for fall, and even if you're already kind of like, I started this week or I started last week, I'm assuming you're still working on things, getting kind of in the groove. So I hope that this is useful for you as well. So the mantra for my week, and maybe longer, is organize, don't agonize. Now, typically, mantras we try to keep only in positive language, that we wouldn't use don't, but I'm just going to go with it this week, right? Everything's different, nothing's normal. So I'm going to do um, a little bit of a twist on what's normally a mantra. So my mantra again is organize, don't agonize. Okay. That sounds great. And this is what I was talking with my friend about. That's okay, that's going to be my mantra, but now what does that mean? How do I do that? That sounds great and I want to do that, but how? So I've been thinking today about that. Okay, so what does that mean? So I think it could start with even making a list of all those things that are unknown, all those things that we have questions about, or how is this going to work, or when is this going to happen, and is this going to happen, and what are all those things that are making us feel anxious or stressed, or that we feel like we don't know the answers to. And maybe starting a list that is a running list so you can continue to add to it. And it's almost like that brain dump idea, that I'm just going to put down all the things that I'm unsure about or that I have yet to figure out. I still need to figure out this. I still need to realize how I'm going to make this work or plan or schedule this. Like what all those things are that make us feel like everything is out of control or that everything is chaotic and we can't organize anything because everything feels crazy. So, starting with that, step one, just dumping everything on a list. These are all the things I have yet to figure out about this month, this season, this semester, however you want to look at things. And then maybe also like looking at that list and saying, okay, what are things that I might actually be able to answer or find the answers to or contact someone and start that process? Like, what are the things where I could make progress, even if it's slow, even if it does still rely on someone else in the end, or like I know in a month they're gonna think about this, and we start maybe thinking in those terms of, well, what steps could I take if there are no steps that you have no ability to impact. There's no step you can take, and it's going to be something that is going to be a long term unknown. Then we can kind of label that, or we can star the ones that we can do things for, or we can list on there like when we think we might know. Because I think sometimes when we don't write these things down, our mind is just trying to juggle all of them at once because they're still unsolved. And so our brain doesn't want to forget any of those things. And once we get them written down, well, now we're not going to forget. It's on the list. So if it's something that someone else has to decide and that meeting isn't happening until October, it can still be like, "Ah, I wish I knew so I could think about it." But we know we can't. And we know it's not our decision and it's not going to be till October. So it's written down. We'll come back to it. But now it doesn't need to take up space in our mind right now. So we can kind of almost prioritize our list or separate it out by time, right? Okay. Then what else can I impact? I think a lot of times we start to feel stressed or overwhelmed the most when we feel like things are completely out of our control. I have no say about this. This is up in the air. So and so has to tell me about this, that like I can't finish anything or I can't finish my entire schedule because I have to wait on this person or this person or this person. And we can't change that, right? But instead, trying in this organize, don't agonize, instead of putting that focus on agonizing over the things we have yet to hear about or the decisions that someone else has yet to make, we're going to organize the things that we do have say over and that we do have some control over. So, maybe it's that I can meal plan for the week. I can plan my lunches or I can plan my dinners and I can get the recipes together. Maybe I'm scheduling my grocery pickup or when I'm going to do my groceries and how I'm going to plan out my meals. Maybe that's a good place to start. Like, what in my schedule, in my day to day routine, do I have say over? And maybe it's setting a schedule for keeping the house. So Mondays are going to be laundry, Tuesdays, bathroom, and maybe trying to set something like that where you can feel like, okay, at least I know I'm going to do that and I'm going to get that done. And maybe it's setting when you're going to exercise. I'm going to do this on this day and this on this day, or what time I'm going to get up. Maybe I start setting that. Maybe I've always done that, and that's no different. But maybe I start scheduling my evening routine, my wind down time, or what time I'm going to go to bed. I don't know about you, but in the last like 5 months, I have been all over the map with what time I go to bed and with somewhat what time I'm getting up. And so maybe we start setting that type of routine to feel like we have more of a schedule and more of an organized day. And we don't want to see this as wasting time or a procrastination tool, right? This isn't we're going to suddenly tackle some brand new huge task. Well, she said to organize, so I'm going to organize the garage. I don't know. And suddenly, instead of making progress on any of your tasks, you've undertaken something new. Maybe you organize your closet or something, but if it's going to help you feel more ready for fall. So maybe you organize your car. Maybe if you're going to be taking kids to school again, or you're going to school again, or back to work, maybe getting the car kind of set and ready, and your masks lined out for the week, or how you're going to clean your masks, or whatever. Like maybe kind of getting that figured out could make you feel a little more prepared, right? We want to just try to regain some of that agency, some of that control, so that we can have some semblance of a normal routine, even if we know that there's a lot of unknowns out there. And then as you go, you can say, even looking at that list, okay, here's my list of things that are stressing me out that I don't have answers to. And some of those that we think, okay, well, I could call this person to check on this. You can start to schedule those in, and then you're making progress, but it doesn't feel just like this overwhelming pile of unknowns. And you can slowly start to get back into a routine. Routines take a little bit of time, right? And so we need to continue to give ourselves that grace as we adjust. And so starting somewhere, maybe one of those things sounds like, I could do that. Maybe that would make me feel better. Like I like to organize my desk, right? Like here's where I'm going to be working. I want to get it like all set up so that when I come, I feel like, aha, I'm ready, right? Maybe it's something like that. So think about, what do I have control over? Can I brain dump the list of things that I feel like I don't know this, and I don't know this, and I don't know this. And at least now I have a list. I can see those things. They don't need to take up as much space in my mind. And I can make progress and baby steps on the things that I do have some amount of control over. So organize, don't agonize. I hope you have a great start to the fall semester, or this fall season, or this month, whatever, right? Wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, I hope that this week is organized and that you feel successful and it's not overwhelming, stressful, or chaotic. Have a great one.